What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Steam Boss video. Welcome to Clearwater Beach. We are here today, like I promised you in the previous video, or one of the previous videos, that we would do a full video on a Terrazzo restoration. Well, here it is. Let me show you around. So we just got here maybe about 10 minutes ago, started bringing in some stuff, but here is what we have today. So this floor was discovered underneath tile after the floods over here. As you can see, when you look a little bit closer, it is in pretty dang rough shape. It's got some thin set left over from it and a lot of scratches and gouges. See, kind of the whole floor pretty much looks like this. So quite a bit of work to do here today. This is about 800 square feet. Kitchen in here. We do have some holes to fill as well, which we'll be filling with new Terrazzo aggregate. Just kind of bringing everything in. Got a bathroom in here to do, bedroom, and Shay is starting in here with the planetary. Just kind of doing the initial grind here in these bedrooms, trying to get to some fresh Terrazzo underneath. So we'll probably be here, this one is planned for about maybe 2.5 days on this one. That's about how long these projects take. A lot of work to do here. These take a lot. So we're gonna start with a 50 grit diamond resin. That's what's on the planetary right now. That's digging into the floor to prepare the floor, basically to do everything that we're going to do to it later. And then we move up through the grits from there all the way up until, well, we have a nice polish on it. So when the floor is done, there's no coatings on it, no waxes, nothing like that. It's just a pure natural polish, which is the proper way to do Terrazzo. Without further ado, guys, let's get to work. So I took the guard off so you guys can kind of see what's going on. So while he is working in there doing that, I have went around and filled all of the holes, the new aggregate and filler there. So we have to let these dry for a couple hours before we can sand them flat to the floor. So we'll work in those bedrooms and stuff like that while that is happening. I'm also going around and taking a grinder. We grinded some of the nail heads that were in the transitions of these rooms down flat. You don't want to hit a nail with one of the discs because they go flying like crazy and it actually destroys it if you hit it. So we don't want to hit any nails. Looking good. Slow go. And that's what most people don't understand with Terrazzo. It's not a quick process. So this is just actually step 1 of 6 that we will be doing to this floor. So everything that we're doing with the machine right now, back and forth, a lot of passes, we do 6 more times to get to the results that you see at the end of the video. So it's not just going over this and then, you know, buffing it or something like that. This is literally just the first step of just leveling the floor a little bit and making sure you have a nice clean slate. See all the sludge water here. It's basically just the stone ground up. Pushing it into a pile to suck it up. use a shop vac to suck up the dirty water. There are different things you can buy, like professional grade, like I guess you would call them shop vacs. But we have found that honestly, even if we spend big money on a machine, this method pretty much works exactly the same. And it gives us more flexibility around corners and stuff like that. So, yep, just a shop vac and a squeegee. Sometimes simpler just works. All right, so after the initial grit, now we're going over it with another set of diamonds to remove the scratches that we put in the floor from the previous grinding. So that's what Shay is doing now as I'm sanding some of the holes. So this step's important because it kind of blends everything together and gives us a nice smooth surface that we can work off of after that. So this is step 2 out of 6, but it's already looking good. All right, so it is pretty late in the day at this point. We are on the step of the last hone before we were able to start polishing this floor. So we usually like to get to that step at the end of day 1, in addition to having all the holes filled and stuff like that. So when we come in day 2, we can just really focus on polishing the floor and getting the product to its end result. So you can kind of see Shay's in here doing the last steps. And then this is kind of what it looks like. So this part's always hard to show people because you might look at this and say, hey, this doesn't really look very much different than what it did when you started the day. And that is kind of correct. When you look at the floor on its surface, it doesn't really look that much different than it did. It's actually duller than when we started, believe it or not, but that's all part of the plan. The idea is to get the floor prepped because the prep is the most important part when it comes to doing natural stone. The better your prep, the better the end result. So the cool thing about doing houses like these is that we don't have to worry at all about getting anything on the walls because there is none. Looking nice, looking nice. You see the water will be getting lighter and lighter as we go up the grits, because we're not digging into the floor as much. This is gonna look real good. All right, so at this point, Shay is working his way out the door, and we are giving the floor its first clean before we try to polish anything. Cleaning is important because we want to make sure that we have all of the particles, the stone particles that we put in the floor off before we try to polish it so we don't scratch it, and just so we can see what we have in general, because stone dust and construction dust and all that stuff. So. All right, so we are here on day 2, getting started this morning, and we are starting on the first grit of polish currently. So after this step, you'll see that the floor will have a slight sheen to it, almost like a satin finish. So that's what we're gonna be working on this morning. Just gotta do the whole floor with this, and then after this, we can actually start putting some real shine on the floor. I did do a small test spot over there, so you can see how good that's looking already. That's about half polished. So looking good. And yeah, it's just a lot of this, back and forth. Not too exciting, ultimately. So now we are starting the polish step, which I'll show you guys real quick. So currently on this project, there are multiple ways to polish these floors depending on what you prefer. We are going over this with a polishing compound first before we finish polish this. Some people will finish with a polishing compound, others will finish with a crystallizer or stuff like that. The wrong way is obviously to put any sort of coatings or wax on this kind of floor. It kind of wrecks the natural beauty of it. So we're going over it with a polishing compound now. We're gonna clean it one more time. We'll see what we got, and then we will finish it off. All right, so at this point, the floor is one last step before the final polish. It is all cleaned and pretty much ready to go. As you can see, we definitely have some shine going on there. It actually looks pretty dang good already. Yeah, really lean back over there. But that final step is gonna give it that nice little pop that it needs to really, really stand out, even though it honestly looks pretty good right now. And some companies would probably even just leave it like this because you know, it's pretty shiny, but you definitely need that last step to make it pop. So we're gonna work on that now, and I think this floor is gonna look pretty dang good. All right, so at this point we are about 95% done. As you can see, this beautiful shine on this floor. So we are called what's doing crystallizing the floor right now and using steel wool on the machines actually to give it its shine. So Shay's working on that, and here you can see how nice this is looking. And yeah, so as soon as we're done with this, we just clean up after ourselves a little bit, maybe touch up a few corners here, and this job will be done. So I'll show you guys the end-to-end result. This is on camera about what it's gonna show up like, but yeah, huge difference. All right, everybody, that is gonna wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Starting on Monday, we have a huge VCT project coming up, so I'm starting to load up and get ready for that. If you are looking to learn more, join our private Discord group by becoming a channel member. A link in the description below where we talk all about chemistry, processes, procedures, equipment, all that kind of good stuff. So thanks again for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see all you on the next video. Peace.